They're all spoiling me. They're all musical.
I'm by like.
Thank you. Thank you for admitting. You're welcome. I did, I missed your daughter again. She's not there, she's watching my job. She probably blow your hair out because she was acting. And the same.
And then the next one is personnel and policy.
Yep.
Then let me email. I'm sorry.
You all right?
Stress? Yeah, cool. I appreciate that.
Stressed at all?
Pretty flexible.
Oh,
thank you.
Sorry?
It's like that from the.
Oh, what are the dates on there? Or 14?
13 to 7.
I'm like, what?
Hey, thanks. Oh, going. See you.
Looks a little different now than her clothes. Ah.
Hey, how are you? Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Oh, hey.
It's got.
Nice to see you.
Nice to speak to you.
It's AAA is much cheaper than.
There?
Yes, I got it. Really more 15 and 4 year. I said I was done. I said I'll pay it. Right now. Give me that reverse what I did. Yeah, I told it. Somebody did. It's just
Wow.
and whatever I pay for this, it's just for that.
So this is what I was talking about. Expenditures. I say it's enough. If you go to the patient, very big flag, I'm size bigger for anything.
Yes.
It was so tiny.
No, not Rachel, Joe.
Oh,
She called me today and said that she's old and she can't see, so. So I said, well, I don't have, Mr. I think if she sent me both of the things, when she sends you her report,
Yeah.
she sends it to me along with the.
Yeah.
I said, wait, did I put it this bigger?
Thank you for doing that. Oh, yeah, it's less.
Yeah.
No, it's everybody.
Stop moving. Here.
Oh, is it Apple and together?
Backwards or anything else.
107,
So. So. And we'll let anybody try. Yeah, so I said, you know.
Close. I let people know, you know.
Yeah.
Super on break and traffic. I'll tell you where it's gonna be. Don't be there.
I just. I tried to figure out. Yeah, I was saying. That was.
So,
For years.
That like a big career.
Yeah, I just.
Yeah, so it's this.
Spanish.
This is. First one was a.
Yeah.
Full of piss and vinegar.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah, that's our, like, that is for.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Is this the one that?
All those information.
Yeah. So it's time. 1 minute for you to see.
1 minute.
You know, it's very exact.
Excellent.
Yes, that.
I gotta go. I'm.
It's
done.
Meeting of North Islands Park and Recreation District Board of Directors. The order, the time is 6:31. First up, comments from citizens and organizations. Nobody? Moving on, administrator's report.
Thank you, Joanna. I did have a couple of clarifications on some of the information I put in my written report. specific to the discussion with Brianne Weiss and CLA. I shared in there that I had reached out to some of my counterparts here in the county to find out who they're using for audit services. I sent out 9 to 9 contacts, and I got 7 responses. So there's a local accountant that does audits, and actually our district used them several years ago for many years in a row. Larry Bain and Associates. So that's a name that we all know, and he was good to work with. I think is probably the best way I could put it after talking with Terry. And then there was another firm that two different districts are working with, and then a third where one district is working. So what I'm getting at is we'll put together an RFP, send it out to put it on our website, and send it out to some local auditing firms, accounting firms, and see what kind of response we get. But I'm pretty confident out of the feedback I got that we'll find an auditor within the next couple of months and be ready to go come fall, and those audits are usually taken care of. So, yeah, that's all. Unless there's any questions for me, I just wanted to kind of give you that little bit more perspective on that topic.
Was her contract up with?
It was not. It was a parting of the ways. Probably, I guess it's safe to say it was a mutual parting of the ways.
That they instigated.
That she instigated, yeah. Brianne reached out to me for a meeting. We met over Teams, and there various reasons that I shared with you. You actually see her words as to where they are right now, and so it was a good firm to work with for several years, and now we'll move on and find another good firm.
Okay. On your report on the meeting February 5th with Ryan, you said upcoming labor negotiations with Drummer's faculty. That had nothing to do with us, right? That was just you guys having a
That was
conversation.
some sharing information with them, yeah.
And then what does GASB stand for?
Gatsby, it's a piece. That's a tough one. It's a new state law, and Zach, maybe you can back me up on this, that has certain requirements for how money is accounted for and money is spent in various accounts. If you recall, a couple of years ago, we got a finding because the American Recovery Act money that we received way back in 2021, after it was misapplied, according to the Gatsby regulations. So it's an oversight on accounting procedure, among other things.
And then programs, fees, and charges. Have you been able to set up a time?
Yeah, next Thursday.
We just,
Yeah, we just-
sending the email.
Yeah.
What's the date?
Thursday, March.
Sorry.
No better. Okay.
March 19th, we will meet at 4 p.m. For program fees and charges, and then at 5 p.m. we will also meet for personnel and policy.
I think that's okay, and we'll work for the staff.
Sure.
Okay.
Awesome.
Any other questions?
Questions for Scott?
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Can you have dates that this includes on here somewhere?
Yeah, it's not quarterly, but it's a month kind of to the left of quarterly. So I think this was for the winter period, which was probably,
December, January, February?
yes.
Yeah, that's why it would be helpful if it was just regular quarterly.
That's why I was rereading her report to see if she had outlined that, but we'll make sure we do that in the future. Yeah, that's it.
Any questions on any of the other things broken down in the administrator's report? AB 1572 night watch contract. Recreational report, parks and facilities report, Since we're going into recreation now, on the parking facilities, did you have something?
With the new law, did we assess where we are with our standards?
Well, yeah, we have several areas of, what they call non-functional, turf. I mean, if you look at the strips in front of Brock Park, for example, down closest to the street, those would be considered, and Kevin, you correct me if I just speak here, but those would be considered non-functional because they're not a space for recreation to happen. You don't see people pitching a blanket there or walking there or anything. So that would qualify as a non-functional space. So it's easily rectified. The law doesn't kick in for another year. And because of our community makeup in terms of population and socioeconomic status, we wouldn't have to implement until 2030. But we've been on this initiative and Joanna's kind of taken the lead on encouraging staff to really look at this just to save money and saving water.
Exactly.
So Kevin has already implemented protocols to identify areas that don't need ornamental turf or things that take a lot of water. So we've already kind of started that journey.
Kevin,
All right, just have a couple things to talk about on the front side before if there's any questions on my report. I put on everybody's tabletop these little cards here. These are cards that I saw when I went to Arcade Creek to talk with them for a day, and brought it back here and gave it to Kayla, and she kind of ran with it. So what you're seeing on the front is almost exactly what our new park regulation sign will look like. She just shrunk it down into the small side, and then how to report things in our parks on the backside. Something, say something. So that's all great stuff. I'd like to thank Kayla for being on top of that for us. We getting this printed out.
Where are these placed in the park?
These will not be placed in the park. They'll be going out with the crew.
But the signs will.
The signs will be placed down.
Yes.
They're just gonna replace the ones that are currently there, and the front side, which you see with the dog and all that stuff, will be our new park regulation sign.
can we grab some and hand them out?
By all means, either so.
All right.
Well, even night watch, I mean, when they're doing that. I don't know.
So, and then I also gave you guys a Parks and better sticker. I ordered a bunch. I only needed 10, but the minimum I could order was 50. So I might.
All right, well, thank you.
Might actually care.
And then I know it's usually like during June that it's the parks make life better month or something. I know it's all year long, but do we intend to do anything specific for it?
That would be a recreation question. I'm happy to answer any questions on my report.
Glad to hear about the 2 new baseball tenants.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Me too.
Keeps the riff right out.
How'd that happen?
Graffiti?
No, the tenants.
They called and asked if Rock Park was available, and we said, "My gosh, it sure is." And things happen out there.
Awesome.
I think Kevin's being a little self-appreciating. His team has worked really hard to get those ball fields looking like ball fields, which is a change from the way they used to be treated. We bring in a user group and they would be responsible for scouting the infields, getting the weeds out, that kind of stuff. Kevin's been much more proactive, so the fields look playable. That will bring people in, it generates some revenue. More people in the parks, the more they're there, it keeps the negative activity going on. So.
No, it looks good. I tell them that all the time. Is there a backstory to the guy in the tractor flexing his bicep?
Because he ripped that bush out with one scoop, and I said, "Looking strong, Barry." And I was taking a picture of running flex with muscle, so it worked out perfect.
I figured there had to be a
A
backstory,
little comedy relief.
because that was really cute. Now, the playground equipment's going to Carl Rosario, right?
Correct.
How often do we get theft with the copper wire stuff? Grass.
It's been fairly limited, to be honest with you, in the year that I've been. In the time that I've been here, we've had the copper stripped out of that irrigation controller, if you remember that from a few months ago. But as far as stealing backflow pieces, Twin Rivers got caught twice for right out here behind the building and on a Saturday, they took the get off the side of our building, but that was, I think, probably more vandalism than theft, but it is ramping up. Scott came back from the meeting last week and they said it's pretty much all over town right now.
I remember years ago, they used to get up on the roof of the Bear West complex and just go from one AC unit to the next to the next and grab all the wire. Good job on the pool, by the way.
Why do we drain it?
Why do we drain it?
Mosquito.
I wanna hear.
Yeah, it's mosquito and vector control sends out, in fact, I got from better today. To make sure that we keep that stuff drained and free from breeding habitat. If anybody's working in their yard, they know the mosquitoes are out of control, right?
Anything else for Kevin? Keep the grass cut.
It's good, huh?
Isn't it? Yeah, no.
When it rains for 3 weeks, looks pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you look at the forecast and it's gonna be 90 next
I
time.
know.
And
March.
the software didn't start yet, right? The use of this.
A great question, I'm glad you brought it up. We did the training with our team last week on all of our park check information is now live on our software, so the tablets are being used, they're out in the field. Next week, we will go over work orders and assign tasks. So it's rolling it out little piece by little piece so they all understand what we're doing.
I'm curious, is the software, I know you guys have tablets, is it allowable to take pictures and videos?
It does.
Awesome.
So when they upload it to a work order, so any deficiency on one of the park check reports auto generates a work order. And they take a picture and or video and it goes right to that work order in the system, so we can see exactly what it is.
Anything else? I like the night watch reports.
They're much more
Yes.
informative.
May I make a comment on that? I did too, with one exception, on the report from 2/7 on the first page. I'm curious why someone's name was identified related to camping in one of the parks. It's not a police report, and so I would generally like it if they did identify people like that, because when we put it in our meeting minutes, that ends up becoming part of the public record.
Yeah, that's mainly for them.
I know,
We don't need the name.
exactly,
We can redact that in the future.
thank you.
Okay, moving on to the recreation division. Rachel, oh, down here.
Well, with Rachel being down in Long Beach and getting ready for her presentation with Kayla tomorrow at 10:30, I said I would try to pinch it for her. She did ask me to highlight on page 2 of her report miscellaneous updates. She was wanted me to share with you that 3 sponsors for 2026. 2 of them are renewing sponsorships. Anthem Blue Cross or Blue Shield, excuse me, has renewed as a Highlands Hero, and SMUD is renewed as a community catalyst sponsor. Raise Your Hand is joining it as a community health response. So.
Alright.
Yeah, she's not here to answer any number. I know she didn't put numbers on the youth basketball league.
She did say if you have any questions about her report, you could send her an email as early as tonight, and that she would prepare an answer for you when she's back in the office online. If not, doing it tomorrow.
Correspondence, letter dated February 9th.
Is that still recreation? Or we moved on?
And Don, did anybody have anything?
I just want to say that I attended the youth basketball game that they had a couple of Saturdays ago. I'm not sure. And there are quite a few participants. I also want to applaud that Coach Tiasha returned, even though she shared that I actually contact was kind of late. I mean, not late, but like last minute requests. But I'm so glad that she came through. And those are like the community members and coaches that we really hope we kind of acknowledge them throughout the program, and especially at the end to give them their kudos, because it's not easy. I mean, they're doing a wonderful job. It looks like they're about to probably take on the championship again, the blue team. So excited about adult volleyball. Open gym has been fantastic. I think we like open gym more than the actual league, to be honest, just because there's not a lot of like rules. Like we can have, and matter of fact, I think it was only like 3 ladies there that night, so that whole, a lady has to hit it before a guy comes out, it didn't really work, you know, like before it goes over the net. So, keep doing open gym, which we wish it was longer, but it's, or and throughout the year, but, it's really good to have just the diversity of folks that are coming out, older, younger, male, female, all of the things. So thank y'all so much for offering that. And we look forward to the season beginning in a couple of weeks. That's it.
I just wanna mention that Chris will have thoughts about district staff when they go on site for like the volleyball or the basketball clinics, checking in with the volunteers that are there. How are you doing? Is everything going okay? They seem to be like the anonymous invisible people. And so it'd be nice if district staff went out there and checked in with them and asked them how they were and on a regular basis instead of them just kind of being out there on an island.
And I know they're probably working, but maybe.
Yeah, I
it's
thought it
time
was
to
a
do-
really good idea.
Yeah. Even the folks in the crowd, the parents, another opportunity for us to promote and brag about our stuff is between the games. Like before it even begins, everyone's intention is on the court. So it's a good time to plug our programs because there are some people that are coming as guests or they were invited by a family member that's enrolled to let them know there's other things. I love the fact that now the table is lined with our what's the thing, our rep guide. Now they have small cutouts of flyers on the doors. Those are really, really great ideas to kind of keep it out and about. And I almost forgot the 2 ladies that were at the Black History Parade. I really hope that all of our staff can consider, folks don't have to ask you for you to say, hey, I want to make an announcement. Like we should always ask to get the mic and make a plug for what we're doing and who we are. So, but they were like, no, you do. So I was like, okay. Which I don't mind at all, but it was really good to see them out and about, and I'm glad you guys made a opportunity for them to attend.
We can put the park cards out there too. Alright, now we're moving on.
Yes.
Correspondence, letter dated February 9th, California Special Districts Association. Call for nominations.
So that's a new business.
Yeah, there is an item under new business that will outline the process for any of our board members that are interested in running for the CSBA board. And the correspondence we received kind of outlines the responsibilities. Would be for the Sierra district. It also outlines the timeline. We have until April 10th to receive nominations and we have to submit any nominations by April 10th. Our next board meeting is April 9th. So if you have an interest in running for the CSDA board, we can accept that night, and then Terry and I will do whatever CSDA needs us to do, and we can electronically send nominations for anyone on our board that is interested in running. So we'll talk. There's an action item under new business as well.
Any reports from the standing committees?
No, for ours, but do we have a list of who's serving on what? What is both serving on?
That's right there.
No, I meant like, are we,
Budget, finance, audit, Patrick's chair.
no, not our standing committees, all the external things. Like how you were just saying, for the,
Oh, CSDA.
yeah, all of those other organizations, do we have a list of who's signed up for what?
I don't think anybody so far. I mean, Bo was nominated, but
We haven't received a.
I don't think anyone's been elected.
Was that?
Pardon?
You guys
Yeah, that was the last one. I think the results are already in. Yeah, I don't think Bo made the.
Okay. Alright, thank you.
Okay, moving on. Consent calendar are. I have any questions. Anybody else? Anything on the minutes?
Minutes, okay.
Do we need a motion?
Yeah, if you wanna do that, that would be fine, I just have a couple of questions.
I moved to approve the consent calendar.
Second.
Discussion. Let me look at Joel, so that won't be. What's fire code? They do the extinguishers and check fire equipment, they recertify them every year. Expect recreation to be on the higher percentage end of food than administration and maintenance.
There is an explanation for that, and
I figured.
well, well, I'll just. So the Cupid's dance back in February, there was a donation that was to be made by Raising Cane's for food. There was a miscommunication on the day of the event, the date of the event, and food got made the day before the actual event. It wasn't Raising Cane's fault. It was in the house.
So then we ended up paying.
So we told them we still would really appreciate, you providing food. We're happy to pay for it. Raising Cane's actually did offer us maybe a split, and we just said no. We botched it up, and we don't expect you to give us more food when we were able to use the generosity you showed us yesterday. So we did have to pay for food for that event. So that caused me.
Okay. And then why is the board of directors line 9 on page 1122? Why are we only at 38%? That makes no sense to me. I mean, it's a set amount.
Maybe the professional development, is
But
that included in there?
With the exception of
I don't
committee
expect-
meetings. Yeah, I'm on expenditures, page 1 line 9. There's the budget. This month is only $121 expended, and we're only at 38%. Why is it so high? Or so low?
Right. But this is considered, that's July to. I'm saying the time frame for the percentage that you're referring to, it's for the whole year, right? July to
The
June.
fiscal year.
Right, so it's from June to February?
July.
July to February, 38%.
Well, we have had several meetings where certain, individual members were not able to attend, and they don't receive their stipend if they're not independent.
Aha,
But that does not include our professional development, this is just the pay
Just
for
the-
attendance.
Yeah, you get the one amount for the board meetings, and then it's a different amount. Standing committee meetings, which have increased, so that's a good thing. I think maybe it's something with that, Joe.
so if that was a Cupid's thing, why is it admin at 91%? And recreation is at 71?
Well, we shared with you last month that we spent some money to have our holiday appreciation lunch for the staff, and yeah, we haven't done anything since then.
Okay, and then I have the same question on maintenance and their office supplies. Your office supply percentage is higher than admin and higher than rec.
I answered that question last month as well about, I was spent some providing us with new stuff for the output. Put in some bookcases and stuff like that. You know,
And then on refuse. For the month, it was 1,060. There's a balance of 1901 left, and we still have 3 months to go. So did we just under budget that? Sorry, page 2.
Yeah, they're on there. We just paid a significant amount, didn't we?
Yep.
But it's not on this.
It's not?
So most of that.
And will be added service though?
We did add green waste, not green waste, I'm sorry, what's it called, food waste. What is that called?
That's green waste.
Yeah.
It goes in the green waste.
It's organic.
Yeah, organics, that's what I was.
Mhm.
Thanks, Christie. I added that to the Cape Art application from the preschool as well as our before and after school care needs that, we can't just throw that in the garbage and pass. So that's potentially, I'll look into that though and give you a more in-depth reason.
Okay. But you see my math,
I
right?
do, yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, you're,
So we spent 1,060 in 1 month and we only have 1901 left in the account.
we will overspend on that account, but
I figured
we'll
that.
make the changes
Let's
for the next year.
let's say cheap, or put something in the wrong account, which is.
Yeah, I was just wondering why we were, cause your budget's pretty right on. 9 times out of 10, so that one kind of laid out.
I'll just look through the.
Anybody have anything else? I think that's all I've got. Okay. We have,
Oh, forgive me, Joanna. With elections coming this year.
Mhm.
When do we find out if we have to pay or contribute to it? And do we budget that at all?
We budget.
If, during the years, even if we don't, go through.
In July, we'll budget for the 2 people that are and hopefully it will only be 2.
Right.
Cause we budgeted $50,000 last year and nobody go, but we only had to pay 1,800,
Okay.
so.
Who's up here?
I don't know, the chair and the secretary.
you and me, Clem.
I think you should both go down there together and sign up.
Okay, we have a motion in a second. Discussion's over. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous, Terry.
Thank you.
I mean, I'm curious, is there a matter that you wanted to speak on or just?
No, I'm just observing.
Nice. I try to be in this space in this capacity.
Yeah.
Finished business, Westwood monthly update.
Any questions from the board on Karen's update? I did share with her that we requested her presence either virtually or in person in May. So she has put that on her calendar and we'll prepare for that. To do a more thorough update.
I noticed we don't have microphones.
The new unit we have there, we've had it for a few months, it picks up the audio pretty well.
Okay. Come on, where is it? There it is. Is Watt Avenue improvement plan the turn lane?
It is,
Okay, that's what I thought.
and they are finally. Well, I know there's progress on it because I had to go down and pay a $1,400 bill. You put the plan into review by the building department. So and that again, I think we talked about in the past. And once it gets rolling, it can roll concurrently with the park construction. So we're not obligated to finish the road improvements and then wait to have to be able to start the farm. They can go on side by side.
So this is dated March 5th and it says on here. Documents requiring the district signature and notarization are ready. So did you get those?
I have not received them yet. No.
Well, they were ready on the 5th.
Correct. They should have something they're just a couple of documents that I have to get notarized and then send them back to her to go submit to you. But I'll follow up with her in the morning. We meet tomorrow morning.
Any other questions on the Cherry Creek Westwood report? Okay, we're gonna move on to new business. CSDA Board of Directors, nominations. Seat C. Is anyone interested or does anyone want to discuss it? That's a big no for me. That's a no for me.
Will we nominate one of you?
Pardon?
I was thinking, will we nominate one of you? CC.
Nominate Zach.
All I'm telling myself there.
Stop, are you part of the CSDA board or is it CRPD? If you're part of one of the boards or something, you're on one of the.
Not this one.
No, not neither one of it. I mean, we're actively involved in both of those advocacy agencies. I
We're
attended.
members, right?
Hmm?
We're members.
Oh, yeah. We're members to 3 different organizations.
Are you or any of the staff eligible?
CRPD, as you're aware, because Zach for a while was an alternate on the legislature. And that committee is made up of board members from other agencies, as well as Matt Duarte's the staff contact for that. I did sit down on a meeting just recently. They are very thorough, and they have a lobbyist down at the Capitol, and they keep all of our special districts within CRPD informed on any issues that might impact our districts.
I just generally, when we have discussions about nominating for other boards, like it's usually geared towards a board member, so if applicable, just encourage the staff, if interested, to run.
Well, it says any regular member district in good standing is eligible to nominate one person, a board member or managerial employee. So like superintendents is that considered the majority?
It's probably general manager, administrator type of thing.
That's what I would think it'd be.
I'm just saying, if there was interest, I would support any member of this team, either board member or staff.
Love to be more involved in the legislative end, but one, I work nights. I don't want to drive all the way downtown. And there's a lot of training stuff on here. You have 2 years to complete all the training. And then your term's over.
I similarly would be interested, but I already had to kick out of being on the legislative committee, do the work. So it'd be a no for me, but always encouraging of others to take opportunities that are available.
All right.
You have a month to decide. I mean, like I said, we have to submit our nominations on the 10th, or we next meet on the 9th. So you have some time to kick it around, and certainly you can direct me to get you any more information you might need.
Okay, moving on. New business, item B. Resolution 653, calling the November 3rd, 2026. Presidential general election for North Island's Ripon Park District.
Yeah, so what we're asking for tonight is for the board to approve and sign resolution 653, which we have an election coming up, tie it into the general election that the county will be organizing. We have 2 members that seats are open, come up for vote at that time, Joanna and Pat. And yeah, so the resolution is pretty straightforward. I did a couple of quick clarifications. Terry and I met on this recently, and just to make sure we are on the same page. Under candidate statements or qualifications, the board is asked to determine whether to limit the candidate statement to 200 words or 400 words. We've always gone with 200 in the past. So if there was a discussion on
Not
that.
to say it's all too expensive.
Yes, it is.
204, it's ridiculously expensive.
$500.
Yeah.
Isn't it more than that, Chris?
500. But you can get it in any language you want.
I mean, there are higher fees for other offices.
I just think it's
I have a
ridiculous.
quick question for you, because you said 2 members were up, but here it says 3.
Yeah, we changed that too.
We caught that typo. The resolution that'll get signed actually shows the 2 members that are active. Thank you. That's
I'm sorry I interrupted. Was there anything else you wanted to update on?
no, we caught that and fixed it.
So 200 words, is that okay for everybody? Nobody's gonna do it. I'm not.
I did it last time.
How much it cost you?
I didn't do it. I
Oh,
was
yeah,
like,
Yeah, if you don't do a statement, it doesn't cost you anything.
it's too expensive.
It was.
You can pay for gas for what it costs.
Well,
Yes, we get
I mean, technically speaking, you can open up your own, because it's not like an office, you can open up your own PAC, have a fundraiser and pay for that.
Yeah.
That's what most people do when they have to file ballot zoning for a larger office, because those fees can range several $1,000s and they don't. Well, if you have to pay for it out of pocket, you're probably not gonna be as successful. That's what
I sure have.
unless you're Tom Sawyer.
Alright, are we ready to move on?
We need to vote on,
So we need to vote that it's 200 words.
just that we're approving the resolution.
Oh, okay, give me a motion, please.
Sorry, the two of the word counting doesn't matter though, right?
It's in the it said, it reads resolution, in the resolution 200.
And how come on this thing it says 250? Cause we have the discretion to adjust it?
Where does it say 250?
Oh, maybe I'm reading the wrong thing. The deadline to submit rebuttals is it's 300.
Those are for measures, we're not doing a measure, for
Proposition, measure A, measure B, bonds.
Okay.
we just included it because it came from the county and this.
I understand.
Pat. Give me a motion, please.
I made that motion, we approve resolution 653, calling
I'll second.
this 200 word.
Any other discussion? All in favor? Unanimous.
Zach.
Thank you.
I don't know, is this something that we shouldn't talk about publicly, but your intention to run or plan to be a candidate?
That's my right as a citizen not to speak.
You can't electioneer from the dais, but like.
Yeah, what he said.
Okay.
Just when's the final date, so I make sure I'm out of the country.
What Patrick?
It should be in front of your resolution.
Yeah. The next
Maybe
couple
go here and
days.
have to go down to the office.
Well, the reason why I ask is because I don't wanna go gung ho inviting people to declare candidacy if we.
They will always take fresh blood.
No, I'm not trying,
Then we pay.
that's what I was saying.
She paid. They just don't get our 5% every year. You know.
That's right.
Alright, thank y'all so much, appreciate it.
I'll tell you what motivates me is that we have such a functional, productive board.
I just want to see Sierra Creek get started. That's it.
So
Trust me, as soon as it's done, that's probably when they less than part see y'all.
Well, imagine how I feel. We were talking about it in '96.
I know. It's been going on.
Okay, so it's voted, we can move on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, full quote and related information. Did everybody get the letter Scott sent out?
Yep.
Good. Can we all sign that?
Oh.
You have it?
I do.
Do we have to sign it?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, why don't we, I just want to do a quick introduction on how this topic came along. And then I'm gonna turn it over to Kevin to answer any questions you might have about the report that he produced. Several months ago, we met with a pool contractor and he came out with his team and did a thorough inspection of the K Park facility. Took a lot of measurements and was able to work up a quote. I just want to make it clear that the quote you see on page 7 was specific to the pool structures themselves. So all the concrete will be replaced, all the coping and tiling will be replaced. The pool surfaces inside will be modernized. So that's the $595,000 quote you're seeing in your report. Kevin brought it immediately to my attention that, that'll be great, but we need to do an awful lot more work. So I'll turn it over to Kevin and then I want to loop back to, funding sources and the letter of support that I sent to you earlier today. So.
Kevin, I just want to commend you on giving this to us because it leaves little room for any questions. You answered all the questions that all of us would want to know. You've got the numbers there. you've got it broken down. So thank you for such a thorough and
Sure.
clear report.
I would say ditto. I also just. I appreciate the diligence and the follow-up on priorities that as board members have expressed regarding like facilities and programming that we want to offer in the district. And appreciate the expediency with this. So, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of items in the prior. There's the frisbee golf, there's the dog park, there's looking at what we can do with the pool, there's Sierra Creek.
Yeah.
There's, upgrading on Carl Rosario and yeah,
And Freedom Park.
and Freedom. Yeah,
Enhancing our water flow out front.
Leave as much of.
I've got stuff here you're more than welcome to. Like, I have a whole goodie bag here. I got those gummy fruit things, I got Chex Mix, I got M&Ms.
I got better things.
All right, any questions
I'm
for
tired.
Kevin on I like this, I'm glad we're.
No, it's a great report. I mean, it's definitely thorough and
There's a lot to talk about in the future when it comes to that facility.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a long-term project.
And when we do it, yeah, for a long-term project, and I think it's going to be the overhaul of the K Park youth facility. As a whole, when we end up doing this, because we talked about the restrooms, and I put that in here, we have to have better restrooms for that gym facility at the same time. And this would probably kill two birds with one stone if we did something like this, because then we could create a nice walkway to that new facility and, cover whatever the case may be, so folks who are playing basketball and volleyball in the wintertime are not trying to dodge raindrops
Right.
to youth facilities.
It's fun though.
Well, and
Like sense of adventure, yeah.
we can implement it in phases too.
We would have to.
So is this considered a second quote than the first one we've received, or this is just in depth?
This is the best one.
So we had never received a quote for the pool itself. We had some ideas. Jay and Darren spent a considerable amount of time going through everything and with their subs to get us that number. But like Scott was alluding to, that only includes the concrete surround and the pool finishing itself. It does nothing to upgrade any of the other necessities, lighting.
How long-
electrical.
Sorry, how long is this valid? These numbers?
That's a good question. He didn't give us a number on that as far as time frame. With the amount of money that is, we have to get a formal bid on that. So we'd have to get put out. And we'd have to receive, 3 sealed bids on that to move forward.
Okay.
So that is really in our eyes, as much informational as anything. No, he'd love to have our business, but we don't have no idea how much it costs.
Well, and I have to say I was encouraged by the number of the quote that they provided. Now, when you add in everything else that needs to be done, we are talking, 2.5 million. That's why we're looking at outside funding sources. And one of the avenues that we've kind of approached is the federal appropriations. These aren't grants, these are discretionary funding that members of Congress can do. Mr. Barra's office always puts it up on their website. There's a simple application form if you want to. It's more like an interest form. It's very detailed in that, describe your project, you have community support, what is the cost that you're asking for, things like that. I did the same exercise a few years ago, and I asked for $4 million and we didn't get a phone call back or any follow up. This year I put in a request for $1.5 million to supplement some of the things Kevin identified in this report. And then recently, in the last day or so, I've been working on letters of support from the community. That's a vital component to our application. So I've reached out to our local elected officials. We got a letter of support from Scott Blair, who's the superintendent of schools at Center Unified. Emily Briggs, who everyone knows Emily here in North Highlands, has provided a letter. John Percelli is gonna provide me a letter first thing in the morning, in a letter of support. But we have Supervisor Rodriguez, Assemblyman Josh Hoover, Assemblywoman Maggie Krell. I'm waiting on word from Senator Angelique Ashby's office to see if she can provide a letter of support. And then the three letters I mentioned. So if everyone comes through, we'll have 7 letters we can add to our request. And so it's exciting, but it's real. I mean, if we're fortunate enough to get that type of funding from Mr. Vera's office, it has to be spent in the fiscal year 27, which is October 1st to September 30th of next year. So the federal government's on a different fiscal year calendar. Can we do it? Absolutely, we can. But we have to be diligent, and the board has to really decide: is this something we want to take on right now with everything else going on that Joanna mentioned and some of you commented on as well? But I don't know if this opportunity will come along for us in the future. So I'm confident that we can make this happen. So.
I would say, I'm aware that Congressman Vera funded another pool this way in another part of the congressional district. So I hope that they come through for us. But I also just want to give you kudos again for jumping on top of that opportunity and trying to find the dollars that we need to make these visions reality. If there are concerns about capacity, I appreciate bringing that up. And if that's part of this, right, like, letting us know, like, if we move forward on this, is it going to shrink things? I just appreciate as much transparency about that as we can.
Thank you.
Kudos again.
Any other questions about the report? It's information only. We don't need a vote or anything. I'm feeling that there's some consensus to keep staff moving forward on this project, so we will continue to do that.
Yeah, I think just based on the history, I think the district's gonna be better off independent of other organizations and agencies for pool. We've experienced the full gambit,
Yes,
and I think we need one of our own.
absolutely.
So,
Not counting the Foothill High School.
well, I'm really grateful that it looks like we might actually be able to get an aquatics program going again sooner than later, but like I said, we've run the gambit with the school districts. And it's like, give it, take it away, give it, take it away, and the kids in this neighborhood suffer. And the people of our our district suffer. Because I use that pool a lot. And a lot of my neighbors use that pool. And I used to have birthday parties out there, and all of my kids were in Dolphin Swim. I mean, it was well used. So I just like to see us have one of our own that can't be taken away from us.
Well, I think also the thing, having this proposal written the way it is also helps us, identify other funding goals if we need to, if it doesn't come through out of the federal delegation. I know that I've expressed interest in this before, but having a project list like this also gives us something to work on if we were interested in proposing a parks bond that would be able to pay for our own pool.
Absolutely.
So I am very pleased at what the estimate is in terms of overall cost, because I certainly thought renovation was going to cost a lot more. But I'm hopeful, and because of all the other projects, I think we have a really bright future as a parks district, and just think it's a reflection of the work that you are doing, breaking that to the reality. So
Thank you. I will point out though, it's in your revenue report every month. You can see what our district reserve account is now at $2.1 million, and our developer impact fees, our inland fleet fees, as Terry will correct me and call them, is at 3.5 million. Now the 3.5 is going to go with the money we have from our Prop 68 grant. That's going to build Sierra Creek.
Yeah.
But we have money. I mean, and it's up to the board to decide, do we want to spend that money on a project like this? That's why other forms of revenue, really are important.
Anything else on the pool or? Alright, chairperson's report. Community Academy Outreach is trying to gain supplies for our preteen and teen program. They're looking for items for a hygiene closet, personal care items, hairbrushes, deodorant, chapstick, body wash, hair and grooming, shampoo, loofah, shaving cream, oral care, and self-explanatory household and clothing items, unisex socks, first aid kit, laundry detergent, socks, short sleeve shirts, washcloths, etc. I imagine you could probably go on their website, Community Academy Outreach, and find out where you can drop those things off, or you could probably drop them off at the next roundtable meeting, which is what, the 30th?
How often are roundtable meetings?
The last Monday of each month. Yeah, so it's the 30th, is that correct?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. 30th at 2 p.m. here at the North Highlands Park and Recreation District Rec Center if you'd like to donate. Also, there are still county meetings going on regarding the Watt Avenue corridor improvement. I think there's a couple of meetings this month. One of the meetings has to do with zoning. And people concerned need to pay attention, because one of the things that happened when years ago we were a redevelopment agency is they changed the zoning on development on Watt Avenue. And even though the redevelopment agency went by the wayside, the zoning stayed in place, which is, from what I hear from a lot of the business owners, one of the contributing factors to the lack of development. Like, you have to be within so many feet of Watt Avenue, the bottom has to be commercial space, the top has to be residential space, has to be 2 stories, etc. So I would keep tabs on the county's website as far as meetings regarding the Watt Avenue corridor and zoning changes. And then I just wanted to say, considering the situation with Twin Rivers Unified, it's nice to see the support for the teachers, but it's also nice to see people becoming aware that who you vote for to run a park district or a water district or a school district matters. You cannot have people on a board just rubber stamping everything. They've got to do their own due diligence and independence. So I'm really glad that the conversations are evolving to that point where people have become aware that you have to have a board that's willing to do independent research and due diligence on their own and not just use one source of. And it's nice to see the families out there and the kids out there. It's nice to see that there's so much support. And I hope it gets resolved really quickly. And it's all been pretty damn peaceful and community based, and I like that. So, anyways, anybody else?
I don't know about the peace part. I
Well,
mean, there's peaceful demonstration, but I know inside they are just burning up and bothered and just this. We shouldn't even be here.
Right,
Shouldn't
but
even
they're
have
handling
to.
it really well.
Oh, they are.
They've got the kids out there, they've got parents out there. That's what I was referring to. It's not getting nasty, you know?
I know.
It's all peaceful.
I may comment on that. The Twin River strike is unprecedented. Historically, Twin Rivers has been a relatively peaceful school district. As somebody who negotiates union contracts for a living, I was kind of shocked at what I saw was the final offer from Twin Rivers. Where I work, we would say 2% doesn't pay the rent. And it's concerning to me that the attrition rate for Twin Rivers is higher than the average for the region. When you lose a teacher that has relationships with students, families, and community networks, that is priceless. I was dismayed that they left negotiations early today. I, to avoid a strike, would set aside everything. In fact, I did that last month and was not able to be in attendance here because we worked through the night for almost a week straight before we had to strike, where I currently negotiate contracts. I hope they get back to the table and get a contract that does right by the community. I do want to also speak to concerns I heard from people who try to access their board meeting earlier this week. that they try to limit participation
Oh,
in the
they sure did.
community.
Yeah,
I do not think that is a good strategy to de-escalate tensions.
right, it's not conducive.
It's not conducive and it, you know, local government thrives on engagement, and when that many people show up to take interest, doesn't matter if we agree or disagree with them, letting them participate is absolutely essential to keeping them at the table long past the time in which this conflict ends. And I hope that for the sake of our community that you know, we do get that contract that the community deserves, and I support what they're doing and fighting for their students, and I hope that the district is able to get things back on track.
I think one of the drawbacks for the board of trustees and the district is the revelation people have about the salaries of admin workers.
Yeah.
So when you offer a teacher who's in the trenches every stinking day, 2% one year and 2.5 the next, and you find out that the admin of communications and all these other departments are making, you know, more than the governor of the state of California, I think that kind of lessens their bargaining power.
Yeah.
Cause people are like, fix it from the top down.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
But I'm in total agreement with what you said, and I really hope it gets worked out and our teachers get what they deserve. Okay, comments from board members? Crystal.
Of course, you know, North Highlands celebrates 71 years this year in March sometime. I think we figured out the date. I was really looking forward to Impact Org having the Autism Festival here in North Highlands this year.
Yeah.
However, it didn't work out, but I'm glad they are adjacent over the overpass at Foothill Farm, so we will do our best to continue to promote, and I hope the district plans to attend as a vendor. I want to just give a shout out to Chris, who is departing the district. It has been amazing having him on staff. Just what I've seen over the years, with his work ethic, just really following through, communicating. He will be missed, but we wish him well. And I just want to say happy birthday to all those in March and those that were hired in March as well. So thank you so very much for the opportunity. I would ask if we could, and I don't know if we've done this before, but there's just so many trainings, like the conferences ones, the big ones. If we could at least see it out on our calendar, and I don't know who's going to which. If anyone is interested.
Probably
And
do that, right?
Yeah, I can share, when I get information, I can forward it to the board.
that's
CARPD is in, starts May 25th down in Monterey this year. So that's the next one I have, I've registered for. I did take that financial sustainability. That was like 99% staff. I think there might have been one board member, I don't know, I'm quite sure. And I will get you a report on the things I learned in that next month.
Doing the extravaganzas, because our board meeting is after Easter.
April 4th is the spring extravaganza.
Okay, got that, April 4th. And that's here or over at Freedom?
Freedom Park,
Freedom Park. Do we know the hours?
10 to 12.
10 to 12.
extend those. These 2-hour events
Or
are like
Easter, Easter extravaganza, April 4th, 10 to 12 at Freedom Park. And the next meeting of the North Island Park and Recreation District Board of Directors will be on April 9th at 6:30 p.m. This meeting is adjourned.
Perhaps I can get the signatures.
Stay out of citrus heights if you're drinking tonight. I'm saying.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of stupid that they like announced it.
Well, they have to
be anything.
Stay wise.
Hey, you know